Man is a rope fastened between an animal, and Superman a rope over an abyss. Summarizes the whole essence of the evolution between how is it to become an ultimate man till what is it to become a Ubermensch, or in other terms, how is it to become a slave morality to a master morality, which is also one of the examples that Nietzsche gives in other books, and in this book not so much, in other books much more. Here he talks more about the Ubermensch, much less about the master's morality. And I think this sentence demonstrates perfectly the idea. But when you're saying a rope over an abyss, that already becomes something, right? Because if you just have a rope and let's say there is a bridge and you can either go back or fall or whatever it is, that's completely fine. But when it's over an abyss, that basically means that if you fall into your own demise. Now, the own demise, when we're talking here, it's basically the own demise of your mentality. And that's exactly what happened to Nietzsche. He tried to get over to the other side of the bridge and fell into his own demise, because it's better to know how to die than to die to your own knowing, as Meir Ariel said, as we discussed in the introduction. And I think this is what makes this sentence so special. When you say the abyss, that's exactly when it gets a much deeper, complex meaning. A few times in my life, I was scared that maybe I fell into the abyss. I was scared that maybe that's it. Maybe I descended into the abyss, into the demise of my own knowing, and maybe I lost my mind. Maybe I need to go to a mental hospital, because I was really looking at the world and didn't understand anything that is going on. I felt like I'm disconnected from every essence of livinghood that I expected to have as a normal human being. And I really was stressed about maybe that's it, maybe it's overtook the wrong turn, right? And first of all, I'm very happy I experienced it, because that took me where I am today, and it gave me the balance between moving forward fast and moving forward in the right way in order to become an Ubermensch. But I think that when you say an abyss, it's very true. And also, as we said before in the last chapter, the idea is to break. When you break something, that's the only time you can rebuild it. And in this book, Nietzsche keeps saying, I love those, I love those, I love those. And he basically demonstrates the idea of what is a man becoming an Ubermensch when he says, I love those. And my favorite I love those is, I love those who do not know how to live, expect for their lives to be a downgoing, for they are those who are going across. When you want to go across, you must know that your life must be a downgoing. When you want to move forward, you must know that you will fall, and you will crash, and you will have the demise. And that is everything we do. Whether it's be a better person, be a better partner, be an Ubermensch, whatever it is, there is a demise in it. And you must know that the downgoing must be a crucial, if not the most crucial part about it. Because without downgoing, the going across will never happen. And I think that one of the most perfect films that were filmed about that subject, and surprisingly enough, it's a Hollywood movie nonetheless, it's Fight Club. And in Fight Club, he gave a sentence, I found freedom, losing all hope was freedom. And another one is, it's only after we've lost everything that we are free to do anything. I think that demonstrates perfectly the idea of what Nietzsche meant here. Now, in Fight Club, they talk about men only. Of course, Nietzsche talks about humanity. He was a man, so he talks to men much further, but he talks, generally speaking, to humanity. I'm sure also Fight Club, but they're talking much more about the loss of masculinity than that idea specifically. In this book, in this chapter, he talks only about that idea. A lot of times when I say this kind of sentence, people take me as a masochist, or sometimes they just take me as a toxic masculinity trait, right? I do not think it's either. I mean, sure, I am toxic man sometimes, and of course I am a masochist because I'm still a human being, and everybody likes the taste of the blood under sword because of other people, and on the sword because they got stabbed. But another funny sentence of Meir Ariel is, who got screwed once get addicted to it. Doesn't matter. Of course there is a part of it, but I do still think that it's a very crucial part, and I think you can see it in yourself as well. It's only when you're going through the greatest demises of your life is it that you're growing. Only after you're going through a death of a loved one, a crash of your car, something really bad happens, that's only when you're actually growing and evolving and becoming a better person. And you always say, oh, you remember when that happened? And then you laugh about it like it's a great experience, because it is. Because that's the experience that took you from point A to point B, and that's why you're laughing at it. Of course, it's also the relief of the pain, but it's a lot of times also the idea of that I will never be where I am today without that thing. So that's why it's a good thing. Doesn't mean that after you fall, you cannot go back. Okay, that's also very important. When you fall, you definitely go back. It is crucial actually to fall and to rise, because there's no other way. Sometimes you fall and you never rise, right? That's what happened to mental illness. Of course, some mental illness people is a disease, not disrespecting anyone, but many times mental disease comes from falling without being able to reach back to the humanity, to the normalism. But I remember when I was in Australia, when I traveled the 1 year in Australia, just a personal story of mine, I felt down like I've never felt before. I remember I used to drink cups of water and I was so self-hatred and less confident about myself that I was afraid that maybe I'll break the cup of the water I'm drinking from, because maybe I didn't have the ability to hold the cup normally without breaking it. And I really think that there's the shittiest life I had in my life by far from all of the other years I felt and lived. That I will never be able to be the person I am today without having this shitty experience and this shitty self-hatred and this belief of complete lack of incapability of doing anything. Because without those beliefs and without those feelings and without those thoughts and without those ideas, I would never be the confident man and the self-trust man I am today. Because those are crucial in order to rebuild and to regroup. So I think, if to conclude this episode, if you're feeling down or depressed or having a rough day or whatever it is, of course it's very cliche to say you always grow, blah blah blah. No. Maybe you will not grow, maybe you will stay there, maybe you will die, you never know. But please do know that everything does pass. Good things in life, bad things in life, medium things in life, everything passes. So maybe the message is, if you're feeling shit, it's probably because you're getting better. Sometimes you just feel shit because you feel shit, but it's a nice hope. Thank you guys for watching.